Hi guys, so today we're going to give you 7 points on how we created a timeless and luxurious home for our client.
We had a little brief from our client that he wanted to may have this huge property turn into a timeless home and which he would live all his life.
So here's how we helped our client create that luxury timeless home. So number one, when we walked into his house, the staircase had no personality whatsoever. We wanted to try and make it feel so grand when you walk in. One of the ways we did that was we widened it. And as a result, that allowed us to build a cloakroom underneath, which was all hidden, and we also built a utility. Without this all being seen, they had everything they needed, but in a more inconspicuous way.
Yes.
And it gave that feeling of grandeur the minute you walked into their house.
Point number 2, we wanted to conceal all the storage spaces. So what we did for the tall wall, which was 2 stories high, we created a beautiful wallpaper, a very timeless, seamless wallpaper, which said nothing but just whispered wow. And then we created a storage space for the shoes, which actually looked like a sideboard and a large mirror. And that made it more impactful, clutter-free.
So what a lot of people don't realize is they need a shoe cupboard to be able to put their shoes. What we like to use are actual sideboards and nice closets which look luxurious, because storage was so important for our client. He has a huge family and needed to make sure all his coats, shoes, you name it, were in a hidden space. But where are you supposed to put it? So one thing we make sure is all the furniture that we use is practical. It may be a sideboard, but the shoes can go in comfortably. Same with our cupboards. Because they're matching the wallpaper and blending in so well, they just hide all that clutter and then just feel much more spacious when you walk in.
Yeah. Point number 3, we used a large mirror, so we made that hallway looking wider, much more impressive.
We really wanted to make the narrower feeling of the entrance feel much more wider. So we added in a huge mirror. Was it 1 meter 50?
Yeah,
it was pretty big.
Round 1 meter 50
and
mirror.
What is so nice is with that double height ceiling, your eye is drawn up all the way, so then you can see the chandelier coming down along with the staircase. That wow factor when you walked in, you just couldn't beat it. You really couldn't beat it.
You just couldn't beat
and because
it.
all the colors were coordinating so well together, it flowed into every single room. We made sure of it by making sure that the lounge had no doors and it just flowed into.
So point number 4, flooring. Now we wanted to make this house look what it's worth. So we used marble flooring, white marble flooring with a touch of beige color, very earthy tone. And we made it flow right through the lounge because that was very visible with the hallway. And that continued into the kitchen and all the other rooms on the ground floor. And that made the whole very cohesive, the whole ground floor very cohesive.
And what was nice is the size of the tiles. We always try to advise the larger the tile, the better. And it just gives that, there's less joints. So the less joints you see, the larger the room feels.
Looks, yeah. By the way, if you liked our tips, book a consultation with us if you want a house just the way we created for our client.
Please see the link in the bio and you can get in contact with us from there.
Point number 5, lighting. So in this hallway, what we used was 2-tiered, big, large chandeliers, which were very impactful on entrance, but they were subtle. They weren't too in your face. And we just used a lovely Murano glass crystal, and we used a lot of brass furniture.
Brass finish to match the room.
Metal, yeah.
Just small hints, so it didn't feel overpowering or too goldy or gaudy.
Yes.
What we tried to do is the light, we created a feature around it.
Yes.
So the recessed ceiling with the lighting inside there, and it just gave that
it had a place. It was in the right place at the right time.
It basically framed the lighting, which is, it just really takes it to that next level.
Yes, exactly, to make it look luxurious.
So point number 6 was making sure that the colors flow throughout the whole house. We kept it so neutral, but we added those pops of color with brass and gold and bronze. Just small subtle hints, but that natural color of that earthy tone, we tried to bring it in with texture. So the wallpaper had texture, the materials had texture, everything had a voice, but in a subtle tone. And so that's something we really wanted to try and make clear throughout this home, and it turned out beautiful.
So that it's always a whispering wow factor. It's not in your face.
Very
and
soothing.
it'll last you for a long time.
So point number 7 was each room was very large in size, but we still wanted it to feel as big as possible. So a lot of the furniture we used was wall hung. So for instance, in the master bedroom, in the kids' bedrooms, we did wall hung desks and dressing tables. This just allowed there to be no leg space, no chaos, no clutter underneath. And
lot of leg space.
Lot of leg space. One room was a study where it was very narrow, and they also needed storage for all their books, for their documents, for their coats. We managed to make a wall hung unit all along this long wall, a narrow room.
Yes.
And it still felt big. And that's the importance of how to do spatial planning.
Yes.
If you don't actually put the pieces of furniture in the right place at the right size, it can be a total mess.
Yes. Always get bespoke furniture.
So these were just a few tips that we had done for our client to make a timeless, luxurious home. If you want more, please like, subscribe, and comment.